huh? All right. As far as injuries goes, Fenton, Lucas, Yang, and Prince all were put on PUP. Clyde was put on PUP until he finished his testing, and then he practiced today. So we just took him off it, and he practiced. Frank Clark was ill, came back down to practice. He had a test he had to do, came back, knocked that out. Other than that, it was good to get everybody back out there. Looks like we're in good shape for, got a good little foundation going there, and we'll keep building on that. I like the competition between the offense and the defense. Offense won a few, defense won a few, but they were competing. And like I said, it's the first day, so we'll keep rolling. But I was happy with the attitude and the work that they put in.
Coach, you put Cortez Brown on the pup list as well. What is his issue?
I'll get you that.
Roderick Johnson, what is he showing you to sort of step into that spot, at least for today?
Which one?
Roderick Johnson?
Yeah. So I thought he was productive in the offseason, and so coming in, we thought he could help out there. So, I mean, we'll just see how it rolls.
Is he your guy there for the time being, or are you going to rotate some other guys there?
We're going to keep rotating them in. So until nothing's solidified there.
You talked about Tooney. Are we going to see him at left tackle anytime soon?
Probably not right now. Adam?
Coach, last year, you had a big thing with getting a lot of reps in with your new offensive line that you had put together. What are the expectations going into preseason with the games, along with the first game? What are you hoping to see, or questions you have answered with your new offensive skill players?
The skill players or the line?
The skill, well,
yeah.
Both.
Yeah. So the offensive line, I like what we've got, and I thought the guys did a nice job of growing together last year, and they'll just keep adding to that. As far as the skill guys go, the more reps they get, the better. So we'll just keep working. It looked like they hadn't fallen off from the OTAs, but things are always faster here. So, and then they'll be faster in the preseason games, and once you get in the season, it'll be faster. But I liked what I saw. We're going to keep rolling people in, both sides of the ball, rolling people in, making sure we get the right group to be in position to be your starters.
Well, when you say that though, obviously you try to limit the reps of your skill players going into the season. I mean, how much do you feel like you'll need to see with real action? Obviously, OTAs, shorts, jerseys, T-shirts. What's the?
We'll try to keep it fast out here, so we get plenty of reps. I think when it's all said and done, between the preseason games and the practice out here, we'll have plenty of reps. Yeah.
Specifically, Mahomes to JuJu today worked a lot. I know a lot of it's just taking the defense gives you, but just how have you seen that connection kind of form over the course of OTAs and now in training?
Yeah, there's a trust there. So this isn't JuJu's first rodeo, right? As they'd say. So I like what we like what we saw before. He was banged up just a little bit. He had the pull in the OTAs, but he's back now. He's healthy, and it was a good work today. We'll just keep building on it. First day.
Andy, I know you got a ton of guys out here, but what does Orlando miss by not being out here?
Yeah, well, it's primarily the new stuff. That's what it is. He knows kind of the old stuff, and then the reps, the speed of the game, and that. So but that's all. Listen, it's all part of it. This is all part of the business.
Sorry, Andy. I know part of this is because Rashad is obviously not practicing right now. But what has impressed you most about Joshua Williams sort of getting those first 2 reps?
Yeah. I like what I see. I want to keep building on it. The more at that position, the better. And so if we can get quality play out of the guys, I mean that's what you're looking at. I just want to see his first day. I want to see more.
I will preface every question with I know
it's
early.
I know. It's hard. I wish I had all the answers today, but.
I know the pads are not going on, but with everything that you want to see from this young core of defensive players, is there something that you sort of anticipated or something that you maybe told them, hey, first week, this is kind of what I want to see, even though, yes, it's early?
Yeah, so, I told them don't count the numbers and the lines. Brett's done a nice job of bringing a lot of people in here that are good players. So don't get caught up in that. Just go play, and then we'll make the decision. Make it as hard as you can on us. And so you have an opportunity to make a play or have a rep, take advantage of that. And that's kind of where we're at today. We got guys that there might be some guys that are working with twos and the threes that end up playing for us and making the team.
This Mahomes in Texas, like pre-OTA thing, was new for you guys this year. As you look at the team today, how much of a legitimate difference maybe do you see stemming, do you think, from that initial work?
Yeah, I think it was unique from the fact that we had new guys just to get to know each other, spend as much time as you can. I mean, they went and rented homes down there, and they ate dinner, they ate lunch, they practiced, they did all that. So I thought that was important. Now, whether you do that this next year, I can't tell you that. But for this year, I thought that was important.
That camaraderie energy is something that you like about St. Joe. Is that kind of the reason why, looking back, you allowed them to maybe do that?
No, it's true. And that's why I do like going away to camp. I mean, I think there's some benefit to that.
You talk about being away at camp. You hear all the fans here. What added value does that have for practice?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I talked to the guys about that. I said, now listen, this isn't going to be like OTAs where you just have the media out there.
Right.
This is going to be, our fans, and they're crazy. So they love to support you and enjoy that part. But it's good for the guys to be under, have a little of that. It gets the juices going a little bit.
It is first day, and it's rookies. This is their first time in front of fans. They get to all the ones. Is one of the things you look for specifically with guys like Williams and McDuffie at cornerback, just the willingness to get out there and compete? And can you judge from one day that you like that part of it?
Yeah, no, listen, I thought the young secondary players, I thought they did a nice job today. I thought they got in there, they competed. I like that. And then the catches that were made were contested. You had bodies close to bodies, and I didn't see the officials throwing a ton of flags, which was good. I mean, they're working their fundamentals too out here, so they've got the freedom to throw the flag if there's a problem. But once we got in the team part of it, I thought it was pretty clean play.
Coach, Jody Fortson, a guy who's been around a little bit, he was injured last year, now he's back. Seems like he's in full swing. What are you saying?
Yeah, good to have him back. Yeah. So he's somebody that the quarterback trusts. He plays hard, aggressive every play. I'm happy for him because he's worked so hard to put himself in the position that he put himself in last year, and now he's got another go at it. So I thought he was just coming on last year, and I would expect him to just pick it up and let's go from there.
Coach, you're going into year number 30, I believe it is, 30 or 31 as a coach in the NFL. You've slimmed down some, it looks like, over the summer. What keeps you motivated? I mean, and what new challenges do you see? Obviously, with the new rookies and the new flux of players, what type of challenges does it do for you each year when you come to training?
Yeah, no, listen, I enjoy what I'm doing. I respect the fact that I'm one out of 32 guys in the whole world that has an opportunity to do this, and I know I'm not getting any younger, and so I've got more days or less days ahead of me than I have behind me. So I'm gonna take advantage of every one of those days, and with these guys out here, got good kids out here that are good players and good coaches and all that. So the only thing I wish could happen was I wish we didn't have to do this.
One last thing, and I'm sorry I have to bring it up, but obviously, big news around the NFL is what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. Has there been any discussion with Frank or the league about his situation as it relates to what he may face this upcoming season?
No.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Yes, Coach.
First day of training camp, I mean, how's it feel to be out there with the fans here and getting passes thrown to you by Patrick?
It feels good. It's been a while since I've been, obviously at camp with COVID and everything. But yeah, first time being out here, staying in dorms, kind of reminding me of the old days and just the experience. And like you said, having the fans out here, it's a huge fan base, and I'm not surprised how much they come out here with support.
Andy said there's a trust between you and Patrick. Would you kind of go more into detail just how you've been able to develop that trust so far with Patrick?
Yeah, this offseason we've just been working out every single day. Pat stays in Dallas. Pat calls, hey, we're throwing these days. If you're out here, come out, make it out. And a lot of guys did that this offseason. And just building that trust. And I think over the time, and you could just even see it out here. Pat's making throws, and I'm making those catches. And like you said, just building that chemistry. Going into the season.
said earlier this offseason maybe you weren't able to run all the routes you wanted to a season ago. Can you just talk about what you meant by that and kind of the opportunity you see this year?
Yeah, I mean, this offense, man, oh my gosh, the amount of routes that I ran, I think I ran more routes here than my previous offense. And being all over the field. And like I said, being able to play inside, outside, and that's just for everybody. You see MBS playing inside, outside. You see Miko playing inside, outside. Sky, you have so many guys playing different positions, which is so nice, because we can move guys around. And like I said, today was just like the first taste of, what I got to show.
Why is that good for you?
Just like I said, versatile. Being able to spread the ball around, being able to move guys all around the field and not being able to stay in one spot and get double team and being covered on one side, then moving to the other side or inside.
JuJu, you've kind of seen a lot of success inside. How much do you want to show maybe that I can also be this legitimate outside team?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to show just because of the offense I'm in right now. Being able to be outside, like I said, like that's just all showing. I didn't have to come in here, ask for anything. The playbook is meant for everyone to know everybody's position and just play.
JuJu, a lot of guys have talked about always being ready for the ball. Like Patrick is a guy that likes to scramble. Guys have talked about him extending plays and being ready. How much have you guys worked on that aspect of it in the offseason?
Man, we basically have a period just for that.
Really?
Scramble drill, versus, whether you run across the field. And I would say, one thing about with Pat that I've caught on to notice is that, he can run the other way and he can run the opposite way. And he's going to throw it the opposite way for you to go get the ball. He kind of did that today. So, like you said, man, like just to know, where Pat's at, where the ball's going to be at, and, always be ready, always be open.
In your career, have you had another QB that's been that way, like that?
I mean, honestly, I would say that Ben's done that too. Right. I've seen Ben, pull up to the right and, launch the ball to the opposite side of the field in his previous time. So, yeah.
Wide receivers coach Joe Blademeyer said during the offseason that with the transition of the wide receiver position, each one of y'all have the opportunity to write your own story. What kind of story do you want to write for yourself during training camp?
To be honest, man, the story I'm trying to write, man, is, I would say I was hurt last year. Didn't play a lot of ball. And then coming to this team, I'm going to just let, my play write the story. Me making plays on the field, doing what I'm told, and, I came here to win. And this is a team that wins, so it shall prove.
What excites you most about Sky's potential, seeing what he can do as a rookie, given what you did as a rookie?
Man, honestly, I'll tell you one thing about that kid that I love is his happiness, man. Like I've seen a lot of guys come into the league and, so driven, so focused, and, they forget about to enjoy the moment. And Sky, man, like I said, sky's the limit for him. He has a guy, speed, hands, all the way around, smart kid. And, that's what I love about him. But like I said, with him, he's a great player. It's going to show. He's going to help us out a lot. Inside, outside, potentially I could see him playing running back, doing stuff like that, just because he got it in him. And another thing is, too, like I said, he's always happy, man. He's having fun. He's in the moment. He's enjoying himself.
JuJu, with it being day one, your first chance to play in front of these fans, how did it feel to go out there and have a really strong day, your first day in front of them?
Oh, it felt good, I feel like, I never left, without, like I said, being out for a while and coming out here and playing, with the guys. And it was hot today. I'm going to tell y'all that, man. It's hot. The heat, the hot, all that. So, they always told me, man, be ready. Camp is no joke. They was right. And to see the fans out here in the heat, the support, that's so much love. And like I said, I appreciate it.
I have just a quick off-the-field question. We're doing something. What made you leave that FaZe Clan and start Team Diverge, and what do you guys have in store for this year?
Oh, man. So, yeah, I was part of, FaZe Clan. Appreciate them, for putting me on. And I kind of just wanted to start my own wave between, like, the gaming world. I pretty much, built that bridge between, gamers and athletes. I treat, professional gamers like professional athletes. Like a lot of us will watch pay-per-view to watch Floyd Mayweather fight, but a lot of us, little kids will pay a lot of money to watch, guys like Ninja, Tfue, and these big-time streamers, play a game because they're the best at it, right? LeBron's the best at what he does. Steph Curry's the best at what he does. And these gamers are the best at what they do. So that's where I'm leaning towards the Team Diverge. And we got some big things cooking. I can't say a whole lot, man, but stay tuned. If you're a young gamer out there and y'all watching, Man, team diverse, TD on top. Yes, sir. Hey, I like that. Hey, you got a brownie for that.
How y'all doing today?
Hold on, Trey.
Trey, year two. You know, I mean, for you, what's the biggest thing that you try to work on from year one to year two that's going to help you get better in your craft?
Just trying to be tighter and cleaner on the details of the game. Just my assignment, just being a good pro. How I present myself in the workplace every day, and just pretty much on the field, just paying attention to the details and getting better every day and applying it.
The details, you guys were a new unit last year. Now you're coming, year two, like Harold said. But what do you guys learn coming in from last year, coming into this year as far as being that unit?
Yeah, just overall, like, stress level for me, this is a lot different. I know I can anticipate things a little bit better. My knowledge of the game has improved, like, exponentially comparatively to last year. So, just having that expectation, just like, I know what the expectation is. I know sort of what to expect. I know the details and the coaching points. It's just time to apply it, and that's on me to do it.
Obviously, last year, going from college to NFL, game speed. What is it that you learned from last year to this year now that you know that you need to improve on?
Yeah, just overall, just in my mind, just being like tighter with everything I do. In terms of that, as being like in my set, just being more detailed with it, being more intentional with my landmarks, with my eyes, hand placement, and just taking Coach Heck's coaching points, to the field every day.
And you had a lot of highlights last year where it looked like you chose violence over anything else. Is that the type of mentality that you hope to install with the rest of your teammates? Like when you go out and you put somebody on their back, you put them on their back.
Yeah, I think a lot of my teammates already had that in them. Especially like Creed Humphrey, Joe, Orlando, Andrew, Mike Rimmers last year, Kyle Long for sure. Those guys, it's something that we take pride in, being a tough offensive line, being a physical force out there, and allowing, the skill players and little guys to do what they do.
Trey, last year you guys were a new line. You sort of had to learn a lot about each other and where each other's going to be. So much of it is nonverbal cues. With Creed, how far along are you maybe in being able to talk without talking in a sense?
Yeah, definitely a lot further. For me, I seem to over-communicate sometimes, but it's just sort of having a natural feel playing with someone for that little bit amount of time. Just, you can just sort of be a little bit more natural with it, understand what's going to happen and how the players are going to work and develop.
Trey, we've got so many of the new skill position players, what they see from the offense. Obviously, Travis gives his thoughts on how it might change or develop. As an offensive lineman, what do you see that's sort of new in the playbook that can accentuate what you guys did from last year to this year?
It's nothing really. We're just going to come out and keep doing what Coach Bieniemy, with Coach Heck, Coach Reid, all the coaches instruct us to do. We're just going to go out there and do it. That's pretty much how I take it as a whole line.
Last year, basically everybody was new on the offensive line. You guys came out and played pretty well when the season started. Are there things you can point to that you feel allowed you guys to play the way you did despite so many new pieces there?
Yeah, I just think it's a testament to the coaching here, to the system Coach Reid has, as well as, once again, the coaching job Andy had, Coach Mate did last year. Just making sure we're on the same page, speaking the same language, and just, once again, if you can have cohesion as an offensive line, if we all can trust each other, we have a great relationship with each other, we're going to make the results on the field, and they showed.
Sure, you mentioned Orlando. He's not here right now. He's got the fullback going on. I know it's always next man up, whether someone gets hurt or whatever happens, but have you talked to him? Do you feel like there's any progress being made? Do you have an idea what his plan's going to be?
Yeah, Orlando's a close friend. I talked to him, but at the end of the day, it's going to be with Brett Veach and Orlando Brown. They're going to make the right decision, and they're going to be ready to go when the time's ready.
You confident that he'll be here playing for this team this year?
I can't make those decisions. I'm just a player. I just come up and do my job every day. But
JuJu said he couldn't believe how hot it was. Have you told him this isn't hot yet?
Yeah, I'm telling myself that, man. Getting used to that St. Joe's heat, man. It's definitely different. It's a different beast.
Is there a certain aspect of Trey being a rookie and all of the lead up to like that first game and the excitement of playing in your first NFL game? Is it slightly different this year where you can sort of pinpoint to that time and say, "Ooh, I want to do this slightly differently or slightly more, slightly less to get ready for obviously Arizona"?
Yeah, I think the mentality just shifts a little bit. Just speaking again, just because I did it last year, just sort of the expectation obviously is increased, but also I know what to expect and anticipate going into it as well. So the mentality definitely has shifted. Just trying to be more intentional in my approach, just more detail oriented.
Trey, with the attention that you got last season, and certainly now, hey, everybody's got film on what kind of player you are. There's going to be some adjustments. Did you see any adjustments defense kind of took with you last year, and how are you kind of preparing to counter punch that when you know you see some things maybe you didn't see in the past?
Yeah, like I said, still paying attention to the details. There are a lot of things I did wrong last year, so for me, it's just like I'm still working on my technique. I'm a different player when I come back this year. Every year in this league, you have to prove it every year. So for me, it's just, there is film out there. I'll have to adjust some of the things I do, but then at the end of the day, I'm confident as a player I can get the job done.
If I'm not mistaken, you attended this year's Offensive Mastermind Summit along with Reid. What was your biggest takeaway from that period with a lot of the offensive linemen around the league, and whose ear were you in the most?
Yeah, I would say my biggest focus were eyes, hands, and then pretty much just like body positioning and body control. One guy that I was pretty much leaning on a lot was Steve Hutchinson. Just, he's a great jump setter, and it's something I try to take to my game and apply it. And, I knew him a little bit before the draft process, just talking to him. So just watch him in action, just watch him take sets, what he thinks about his mental processing before the play. I just thought it was pretty helpful, just take to my game and apply it because he's one of the best to ever do it.
From my understanding, also, all the offensive linemen tend to share notes on some of the toughest guys that they've had to block and how to counter that. Whose name do you think came up the most as one of the toughest to block?
This year they didn't really go into much detail about that. There was a lot of talk about Bunchy Gathers last year, but he's an old school player, but there was a lot of talk about and a lot of respect for that player.
Anything else? Good deal. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Trey.
Okay, thanks first.
Justin, you tend to have a front row seat now for L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie and even Joshua Williams. It's kind of like the grizzled veteran in the back there.
Yeah.
What's your thought process on those, especially those two rookies that are playing cornerback?
Yeah. Well, LJ is essentially the vet in the room at the corner position, and he's done a great job bringing Trent and Joshua and all the rest of the rookie corners and young guys coming into the system, bringing them along and making sure they're getting adjusted to the system, because the playbook that we have here is heavy. You know what I mean? And I played in 4 different defensive systems, and this is definitely one of the deepest playbooks defensively that we have. But the young guys have been doing a great job, taking it in stride, listening to the older guys, being learners and not being combative, being open to coaching, both from coaches and from older veterans. So they've been coming along well. We've been putting a lot on their plate, and they're up to the challenge for it.
A lot of the young guys in the past have talked about, and I don't want to bring them up, but Tyrann Mathieu, how he was able to put guys in their position on the back end. How comfortable are you with doing that, being that you're learning as well?
Yeah, I mean that's my strong point. I feel like that's the reason why they brought me in is being a field general on the back end, being able to see the whole picture. Not only just put guys in positions, but like sometimes you just go out there and play football, mistakes happen. But having the awareness to be able to see when something's a little bit off and be the eraser on the back end to make sure that either we get them on the ground or just to fix mistakes where most people don't even notice that there was a mistake on the field.
And a little bit ago, Juan Thornhill talked about he's going to have an all-pro season.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from him this early in camp?
Yeah. I mean, Juan is a grinder. He comes out here, he set the tempo and the work ethic. I believe him. Everyone got their dog in him, and this is his year to come out and show out. It's a contract year for him, so I know he's looking at every opportunity and attacking it.
Given there are so many players like Juan, to an extent, like yourself, even though you're a veteran, just like how much do you relish this blank palette to sort of make this defense what you and Juan and maybe Chris want it to be, starting fresh in a sense?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How much do you relish the opportunity to have this blank palette with all these young guys to sort of create your own defensive identity after Houston, now here in Kansas City?
Yeah, there's something to be said about like a fresh start, and this is a new look defense, you could say. We have a lot of new faces coming in, being and starting, and a lot of guys who are gritty and been hungry for the opportunity to prove their worth and show who they are as players. So we want to be an attitude defense. We want to come out and set the tempo. We want to be physical. We want to be dominant. When it comes down to the end of the game, when we have a lead, we want to be the ones that finish it and not have to rely on the offense to go out and do anything. So that's the attitude that we're building. That's the attitude that we're going to continue with the whole season.
You had a pick today. How did that feel for you? What did you see on that particular?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just playing the defense. Coach Spags tells us what to do. We go out and execute it. You know, when you do that, you buy into the program. You be a good teammate. You be a good student of the game. Good things usually happen. So I try and keep myself humble. And, you know, plays like that happen, and when you have your opportunity, you just got to catch it.
Justin, you made that pick, and you made some other plays today, too. Understanding that it's just the first day and it's just camp, but is it meaningful at all to you to get off to a strong start here?
Yeah. You always want to start strong. I mean, you can even look at how we've started in a couple years past, and this is a totally new defense, but we want to be out and from game one come out and start strong. You know, and we don't want to have to take a couple of games to get into it. We want to come out from day one and, you know, be a dominant defense. So I think that today was a great day for us, but you're only as good as the next day. So tomorrow we're going to have to come out and do it again.
Justin, you came out and said how you were glowing in your praise about the offense a couple of weeks back, and now it's your opportunity to try to stop them now.
Yeah.
Right? You know, how do you still think that offense is going to be just explosive? Now you've seen it more and more in practice.
Yeah,
but you're still trying to stop them.
No, absolutely. I mean, again, we got explosive players. We got 2 Hall of Famers sitting on the offensive side of the ball, and anytime you have a combination like that, I mean, there's good things are always going to happen. Still got all the faith in the world in offense. At the same time, I got more faith, especially being a defensive player, in our defense. You know what I mean? So we're not going to make it easy for them. We're here to compete every day. Me and Trav are going to go against each other. Pat and Juan, you know, every day there's going to be matchups, and guys are going to get better from it. I mean, we get after it today. Guys weren't lying to me when they said that we're going to run a lot of plays here, so I've seen that firsthand, and I know we're only going to run more of them. So it's going to be good work this training period, and I think that at the end of it, we're going to come out and be a very dominant team.
How does this camp, you know, relate to previous camps that you've been in? You know, it just pumps up a little bit more. You know?
We run. That's the simplest way to put it. We run a lot, and you know what I mean. I don't think anybody's going to be hurting to say that they didn't get enough reps in practice.
Justin,
yeah.
You talked about the deep playbook. I mean, are you sort of eager to find out if you run all of that stuff in training camp, even if it's maybe not going to all be in the week 1 game plan? Do you kind of look at it?
Well, the more we can handle right now and prove that we have an understanding of the playbook and we're able to execute without the mental errors and mistakes, the more we're going to be able to take into each week during the game week, so that the Coach Spags doesn't have to cut it down so that we're not making mistakes. So we're able to carry more plays into the game week. That's able to switch more things up on the opposing offense that we're playing. It's going to make it more difficult for them. So I think that it's huge to be able to come out, run the whole playbook, be able to execute, limit the mistakes, and going down the road, that'll turn us into not only just a physical defense, but a very smart defense that's able to handle the information that's presented to us and take it into game weeks.
Without asking you for any specifics, like, can you give us an idea of like what percentage of stuff you cover on any given day, like just even on day 1?
Well, this is day 1. I mean, we covered a little bit more than we did day 1 of OTAs. We probably have maybe 15% of the playbook in. Yeah, there's a lot of plays that's still going in. We're going to have another big install, you know, throughout the rest of this week, and eventually we'll get to the full package, and then from there we'll cut it down a little bit.
First time being in front of the fans.
Yeah.
What do you think from that?
I mean, shoot, man, this is more people than I've had at some of the fan days we've had in Houston. Like this is day 1, you know, so I can't wait to see what the big fan day looks like. It's going to be like a spring game.
Is this heat like the Houston Heat?
Yeah, it's comparable.
Okay.
It's comparable. Houston just doesn't let you breathe on it. You know, every once in a while we might get a cool day like yesterday, but yeah, Houston is just every day.
You mentioned we were talking about some of those young players, you know, Trent and Joshua out there. It's day 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been around them a little bit. When you see someone, what are you looking for in a rookie? Is it not being scared on the field or in the meeting rooms? Or what do you see from those?
The best qualities that I've seen in rookies throughout my years is 1, having a high motor, 2, a yearning to learn, like just coachability, and 3, just not being afraid to make a mistake. I mean, you're going into, you know, the highest level of competition in the world, and things are moving at a faster speed than most of these guys have ever seen before. There's going to be mistakes. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to make a mistake. You know what I mean? I've always have a saying that if you're going to make a mistake, make it full speed and then just don't make the same mistake twice. You know what I mean? And if you do that full speed, you won't make because you'll know full speed, okay, I did that the last time, I'm not supposed to do that this time.
You see what you like? You like that, what you see from those guys?
Yeah, I do. And I think that the next level of seeing that, though, will be when the pads get put on and we're able to add in a little bit of contact. But where we are right now, I think it's a great spot.
With Josh Williams, pretty big jump from D2 to what he's doing now.
Yeah.
What do you see from him that tells you that maybe this isn't too big for him?
Very technical. Very technical with his footwork. He's a long guy. You can't coach length like that. So he's able to get his hands on big receivers, make guys run around him. And he plays the system, you know what I mean? And again, like I said earlier, as long as you play the system, you buy into the program, you don't go out and do your own thing, good things will always happen. The play is going to come to you. All you got to do is catch the ball. Yeah.
You're going to have
on your tape, it looks like you guys finish at the ball.
Yeah. I write myself notes during practice, so communicate, backpedal, finish at the ball. Just reminders of myself to hold the standard.
Is it something different every day or the same message?
Whatever the focus is. If there's something that I didn't do well the previous practice, again, like not making the same mistake twice, I'll write it down to make sure that I don't do it again.
Justin, as a veteran and, you know, with the mix of the new rookies and stuff that's going to be on the defense side of football and a lot of new faces, where's the balance at for you all going into week 1 of the NFL season as it relates to what you're able to do in practice versus what you're going to be seeing in live game between, you know, the 3 preseason games, like the number of reps that you all are hoping to give out there. So you're not giving too much away, but also, you know, it's one thing to go against the offense that you're going to see, but then versus the opposing team that you're going to face.
I'm to be honest with you, this is my first time playing here, so I don't even know what the plan is for the preseason games. I just focus on the task at hand, the day at hand. I know today we had the plays that we installed, and I focus on those plays, and tomorrow, whatever the coaches call, we're going to go out and execute it. You know, I'm not sure what that will be, and it's also really not my job to even care what it is. Whatever the coach says, that's what we're going to go out and play.
Thanks, Justin.
Appreciate you guys.